Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing the green part in my rainbow series, and this has been a long time coming because I did the yellow one literally ages ago, like in the middle of summer, and I was really pleased with how that one turned out. And honestly, that yellow tutorial was the start of a really different time for me when I was really getting more into makeup and I was like really pushing myself to do different things. So that's what I've tried to do with this look today, is do something really different and creative. And I'm sorry if this looks a bit Christmassy, like I'm sat here I'm like, this looks kind of Christmassy, but it was supposed to look more sort of like poison ivy sort of thing, but whatever, I like it. I like the way it turned out. So I really hope you enjoy this video, and please like the video if you liked it. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to start off with my Sparkle Tinted Under Makeup Primer, which I use like all the time. If you haven't seen me use this yet, then maybe you're new because I use it like all the time. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that, and I don't need to use too much of this. Like a little bit goes a really long way. So I definitely recommend this if you have dry skin or you want to try out a more hydrating primer, anything like that. Okay, and then for foundation I'm going to be taking the LA Girl Pro Coverage High Definition Longwear Illuminating Foundation. And this is in the shade Fair, but like this is definitely not like fair in my book. It's pretty dark. I'd literally call this medium. No, I wouldn't. Not medium. It's just like at best a light. It's pretty dark. I'll show you. Focus please. Yeah, it's really dark, and it even looks lighter on camera. Like in person it's like fully, like, I don't know, it's like a very, you'd probably call it like light tan or something. So I'm going to mix it with this Pro Artist Freedom white concealer. And I have to do this with this foundation, which is really annoying, and they don't make any other lighter shades, but they do make their own brand of white foundation, which I really think that's great, but it's just like, why not just make the foundations a little bit lighter in the first place? Because this is the lightest colour, and I still have to mix in white concealer to make it even like remotely acceptable. I don't know, but I do really like the formula of the foundation, so I can kind of get by it. And I'm just going to sort of put it on like this, and then I'm going to use a brush. I could just use a brush off the back of my hand. That would make a lot more sense, wouldn't it? I'm just going to go ahead and blend this in with my BH 113 brush. I knew which brush this was, I don't know I had to look. Okay, now I'm going to take the Collection Lasting Affection Foundation Concealer in Fair, and I'm just going to pop this under my eyes and onto the eyelids. I'm looking pretty pasty at the moment, but that's probably because I am. But this concealer is really, really great, especially if you're really fair like me. Some people say that it oxidizes, but I don't find that it does. But I don't know, maybe it depends on your skin type. I've got dry skin, so I don't know. I've never noticed it to oxidize on me, personally. I heard they might be coming out with a lighter shade. I think I heard someone say they're coming out with an even lighter colour. So I have to see if that's real or not and pick that up, because I really love this concealer. I just dropped my Makeup Revolution yellow banana powder on the floor and it's gone everywhere. Okay, so I'm just taking the Makeup Revolution luxury banana powder. I'm just tipping out a little bit into my hand, and I'm going to powder my face and probably bake a little bit under the eyes as well, because we're going to be using some darkish, like greeny colours later. And I do find that I think I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Metal Matte, and I do find that you can get a little bit of fallout with that. Okay, now I'm going to take the Bleach London Lavender Powder, and this is in SPSH, that's what it says. I know these have all got like abbreviations and stuff like that, but it's just the like matte green shade. I want to do like a haul, because I've got like 9 of these little Bleach London singles. Because they're new in like my Superdrug, they just popped up on like a little counter. I'm just taking that on a Morphe E13 brush, and I'm just going to start putting that into the crease. And they're only £3, and they're pretty good, especially for like £3. I mean, come on, like that's not a bad green at all. But I'm just going to sort of use this as my starting green shade, because it's nice, and I don't know, it just blends really nicely. And I think it's a good starting colour. Okay, I'm now going to take the shade Moss from the Kat Von D Metal Matte palette, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that on the lid. And I might pop on a little bit of what, just because I don't want it to be like super matte. I want to have like a little bit of iridescence to it, but what sort of like a sparkly forest green. So I'll see how it goes. Okay, yeah, so I'm just dotting between moss and what, and I'm applying that on the lid. I'm just bringing it right up to the crease and sort of blending the two colours together. I'm just using this flat brush from Eco Tools. It's one of their dual-sided ones. And I'm just gonna... I'm not creating too much of like a defined shape here. I'm just gonna sort of go with it. I think I'll probably be adding a wing later anyway. I'm just gonna follow the natural shape of the eye for now. And now I'm gonna move on to a slightly darker green shade. Sorry, I'm trying to reach my brush. It's all the way over here. Oh, dropped something. I'm going to go into the shade Stone, which is sort of like a slightly greenish grey colour. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of this onto the outer corner. I'm not going to do too much because I want there to still be that brightness from that first colour you put down, so I don't want to darken it up too much. I'm just going to add a tiny little bit onto the outer corner. Okay. I'm now going to go into the Saharan palette from Juvia's Place. I'm going to take this red shade, Sokoto, on a sort of angled brush, and I'm going to run this along the lower lash line for, like, you know, a little bit of complementary colour sort of thing going on here. I think it'll kind of go with the whole poison ivy sort of evil looking eye that we've got going on. I'm just bringing this right into the inner corner. Now this look is obviously not going to be for everyone. Not everyone's going to want to do this. It's quite dramatic and it looks kind of weird. So, you know, I'm just going to take that brush and just blend out the corner here. Yeah, so if you're not into it, that's cool. Just, you know, you don't have to add the green, add the red. You don't have to have the red. You could always just take the rest of the green shades on the lower lash line, or leave the lash line bare if you wanted to, but I thought this would look a bit interesting, so that's what I went with. I'm just going to sort of blend out that edge there, and I'm going to take the other side of this brush. I'm just going to sort of blend the red a little bit more. I look like my eyes are really close together now I've done this. Hopefully it'll balance out once I put like lashes and liner on, but I feel like my eyes look really close together. Sorry if the camera moved. Now I'm going to go in and try and do the hard part. I'm going to take this white eyeliner from Tiggy, and I'm going to take this really thin brush. I'm going to try and basically follow along the crease and flick it out and do sort of a like a double cut crease line type thingy. I'll have to see how it goes. This might go horrendously, but hopefully it won't. Hopefully it'll go alright. I did it somehow. So I just did that first eye, not on camera, but I'm going to try and film me doing the second eye. I'm just going to load up the brush so it's sort of like smooth on there, and then I'm going to do the second eye. I'll go over that one again in a second, just letting it sort of dry first. I'm just mixing in a bit of this Freedom White Concealer with the gel liner just to make it a little bit thinner, and it just makes it a little bit easier to work with. So I've laid down the base with something thicker, and now I'm just going to define the shape with this sort of thinner product, and I'm going back in and I'm just going to try and smooth it out. Yeah, so I think the easiest thing, well, the best advice I can give with this is to take your time, use a thin sort of brush, and yeah, try using something stiffer at first and then moving on to something else. If you're finding it really difficult, you could try using, you know, just use like a simple crease shadow to start off with, just for practice purposes, and then try using like a shadow or a couple of different types of liners, might make it easier. But I'm going to go ahead and do some winged lining using the Lancome Plume Liner. I'm only going to do a sort of baby wing so I don't cover up the white, because I bought a bit lower down than I thought I had. But yeah, so I'm just going to do a very small wing. I'm now going to go ahead and add some mascara and lashes, and I think the lashes I'm going to be using are the Tulip Slaying lashes from Jolie Beauty. They just fell on the floor. This is what they look like. You can get 10% off of these with the code Maddie the Mermaid. I'll leave it in the description box and a link to their website. But yeah, these lashes are super pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and pop on some mascara and pop these on, and I'll be right back. Okay, lashes are on. I'm just going to take this Maybelline Master Drama. I'm going to line my bottom waterline. I wasn't going to, but I think it will sort of go with the eye look a bit better if like I've got some black on the lower waterline. Yeah, I definitely prefer it with the black on the lower waterline. I'm just going to take this Collection Glam Crystals Dazzling Gel Liner in Le Freak, and I'm going to put this on the inner corner. I probably should use my silver one, but why not? I'm going to use the green one, the greeny blue one, for fun. I should probably use a less crazy colour, but you know, this is a green tutorial. I can use as much as I want, I guess. I'm not going to do green lips, just in case anyone was wondering. I'm not that crazy. Possibly. Okay, I'm going to blitz through these last few bits. I'm going to go into the Anastasia Aurora Glow Kit, and I'm going to take the shade Helia, which is a sort of greeny gold colour. It sort of looks like that. I'm going to go ahead and pop that on the tops of my cheekbones. I'm not really in a blush or contoury mood. I just want to do highlighter. And sometimes when you've got loads on the eyes, you just kind of want to keep it a little bit more simple on the face and just go for some highlighter. Maybe not even do blush or bronze or whatever. So I'm just going to go for highlighter today. But obviously you can go ahead and do whatever you want. Put bronzer on, put some blush on. I think a nice little peachy blush would be quite nice with this. Okay, and to finish off, I'm going to go in with Kat Von D's Outlaw Liquid Lipstick. I suppose I've used quite a lot of her products today. Meanwhile, I used the Metal Matte and this. There's only two. But still. Maybe I'll have to tag her in the Instagram post and hope that they like my picture. Okay, so there we are. We're all done with my green makeup tutorial in the part of my rainbow series. I really hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. It's something really different for me, really creative. I'm really pleased how it turned out. I was feeling a bit uninspired today, but I'm really pleased overall in the end. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please like the video if you liked it. And if you've got any requests, then please just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll leave my other social media and stuff in the description box. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!